Yo, look at that beautiful mango, man. Look at that beautiful mango. Peace, neighbors. Yo, what's poppin' with the population, man? It's your favorite neighbor, Dayron, aka Neighborhood. Y'all know the plethora of names by now. Welcome back to the greatest mother show on the planet. So I was out here earlier, and as I'm eating this amazing mango, by the way, this variety is Valencia Pride. I was eating this amazing mango, and I got to thinking how they constantly have put out propaganda or just put out this narrative that the USA, America, does not have good soil. And at first in my head, I'm agreeing with it. You know what I'm saying? But then I got to thinking, I'm like, how could we not have good soil when I'm eating on a beautiful mango just like this that came from America? This is a locally grown mango that we grow here in the neighborhood. I got to thinking, I'm like, damn, how the soil that bad when it's producing beautiful fruit like this? I took another bite. I took another bite. I'm like, damn, that's propaganda because not only am I just eating this mango, but everybody that's tried a fruit from the neighborhood loves the fruit, whether it be a mango, avocado, soursop, banana, coconuts, whatever fruit we grow here in the neighborhood, people rave over it. They're going crazy over the soursops. They're going crazy over these mangoes. You try this mango from the neighborhood when it's close to tree ripened or ripe. Nobody's ever complained. They actually constantly ask me for more, or they hope that I think about them to send some next season. In its entirety, like when it comes to commercial farming, if that's what people are talking about, yeah, a lot of that soil is tainted because it's over-tilled. They use a bunch of chemicals, so the soil can be very toxic or not as nutrient dense. I agree with that. I feel like a lot of us are basing the US not having good soil off of products that aren't grown here. I know some of you or a lot of you have heard of people say like it takes 5 oranges or 8 apples to get the amount of whatever mineral it was full of than we did 20 years ago. And I'm like, okay, that could be true, but is that an apple that was grown in the USA? Is it? Because a lot of the fruits, especially when you go to your supermarkets, whether it's Walmart, Publix, Whole Foods, Sprouts, you know what I'm saying? Whatever local grocery you got, even some of the farmers markets, you go to these places, you look at the label on the apple or the mango or the avocado and so forth. A lot of these fruits don't have a made in the USA label on it. It either says Chile, Mexico, Peru, Puerto Rico, and all these other places that they export from. So I got to thinking, I'm like, that's kind of weird. Why is it that a lot of this stuff is not grown here, but USA gets the blame for it? And I'm thinking like that's got to be one of the biggest propagandas out here. Then again, like when you grow your own food, you'll taste how amazing the fruit tastes. You know what I'm saying? Or whatever you're growing, whether it's vegetation, veggie fruits, fruits in its entirety. And we almost just like we're amazed by how the fruit tastes because we're so used to buying it from the store. You're so used to eating all our fruits and veggies from the store. And then when you grow your own, you taste how unaltered it is. You taste how true to who's growing it is. You know what I'm saying? And that had me thinking like I said earlier in the video, nobody has ever complained about a mango from the neighborhood or a soursop or whatever it is that they've gotten from the neighborhood. They actually rave about it because we send fruits, people pick up fruits. They almost make sure that they hit me up next year to see about the fruits that's grown and so forth because it's so good. But I live in the U.S. I live in the U.S. So that right there lets me know that that is propaganda. That yes, fruits and veggies, produce grown on these commercial farms are pretty much tainted, or the soil's not as full of organic matter and so forth. That's because they're rushing nature. They're trying to overproduce meat quotas and all this shit like that. They're not giving the land time to produce good fruit. They're trying to utilize methods that will keep the fruit, veggies, whatever produce it is on shelves keep it long enough for people to purchase or to make it to the stores, then for people to purchase and make the best of their dollar. I don't necessarily agree with the commercial farm method. I understand it, but I don't agree. Now, if you're talking about the commercial farms, yes, it is very much tainted. Soil is not the best. But if you're talking about USA in its entirety, I highly disagree with that statement. Highly disagree. And I've tried fruits in different places. Like I went to Jamaica, I tried their mangoes, and I still would choose the mangoes that we grow here over specific mango that I tried over in Jamaica. You know what I'm saying? Like I still choose the mango that we grow in the neighborhood. And a lot of people could speak to this wherever they're at in America. Or you just label something that you see on the internet or in media as a fact. Make sure you're observing and testing it for yourself. Grow your own food, see how it tastes. Test it to see how much minerals is in it and so forth. Test to see how it makes you feel and all that. And that will let you know if a lot of the shit that they kicking about USA having bad soil is very much not all the way true. You gotta actually identify what in USA is not good and what is. We gotta be really careful what we allowing them to penetrate our mental with a lot of this propaganda and so forth. Hey, maybe they're trying to push this propaganda on us to make us believe that, America's so toxic that we just get up and leave, so that they could take our land, tech could come in, buy our land, and create all these infrastructures, these plants and shit on our land. You feel me? So maybe that's some propaganda that's pushed by, big tech. Who knows? All I'm saying is, before you believe something as a fact, identify the opinions in it and test it for yourself. You feel me? Because I just had a good mango that's grown here in the USA, and it's not too many mangoes that can match that. Really analyze what you're intaking. Really analyze what's propaganda, what's the agenda behind certain statements, and why is it spreading like wildfire. Because a lot of people that you come across, especially if they come from the islands, they often agree with, oh, they ready to just get up and get up out of here because of, whether the inflation, the food, and stuff of that nature. Now, certain things are obviously true, but one thing I could say and I could attest to that is not true is definitely the food. I'm talking about food that's actually grown here. You never had a locally grown produce from your local neighborhood grower or a farmer that's not a commercial grower that uses all the pesticides and shit. I don't think you can really truly agree with that statement. Support your true righteous local growers, man. Get out here and actually support them, buy what they have. Let's keep propping these type of people up because they're actually fighting the good fight and they out here keeping our food alive. You heard? It's one of the most important things that you can do is, be a farmer and grow your own food. Have control what you're producing because then you have control of your health. That being said, man, let's get outside, let's get to growing so our health can get to glowing and really test that theory, man, and really start growing your own. You'll really see what I'm talking about. You'll see what I'm talking about. Listen, you're gonna start growing and you're gonna try your first freshly harvested produce, whatever that is, whether it be veggies or your fruits. And you're gonna see what I'm talking about. You're gonna see what I'm talking about. They always talk about, you know, the US soil being so tainted, like it's not something that can be changed. Soil can be regenerated. All that soil that they're messing up can be regenerated. The earth is constantly regenerating itself. It's been regenerating itself long before we were here. Don't be a part of the problem, be a part of the solution. Start growing your own and supporting true righteous local growers. You feel me? People that really are out here providing some good quality food to us. Produce, veggies, whatever for that matter, that's really providing us with some good, wholesome produce out here, man. And put that theory to test, man. If you understand what I'm talking about and you actually grow your own and you agree with me, I would like to hear your opinions in the comments, man. I would love to because I really got to wondering earlier today and it was, damn, that's quite propaganda because Most of the people that's agreeing with this statement haven't really had a tree ripened fruit or a locally grown veggie. And it breaks my heart because then you're going to run with that statement and then you're going to throw everything, all your hard earned work, your land, your property, all away because of a statement that's not all the way true. Is our agriculture system broken? Yes. Are commercial farming toxic? Yes. But is it something that can't be changed? Is it something that can't be reshaped and, you know what I'm saying, revitalized? It starts with you. You know what I'm saying? You growing your own and you not supporting that. Because if you think about it, they not even selling us a lot of fruits and veggies that are from here. If you look at the labels on the stuff that they're growing here, maybe the vegetation may be growing here, but a lot of the fruits is not growing here. It's grown in Mexico, it's grown in Puerto Rico, Chile. Who knows what the hell they doing to that fruit out there in Chile, you know? Who knows how it's grown? Who knows what they're putting on it? Who knows what they're doing out there in Mexico? And take that into account, neighbors, and stop just running with all the propaganda, man. USA is not a total lost cause. We got good nutrient-dense food. I just showed y'all good bust-down mango. And everybody that's ever tried something from the neighborhood could attest to that. Feel me? And I could attest to trying fruits from other neighborhoods, you feel me, that are just amazing. You know, locally grown produce and products and so forth. Let's put these theories, let's put this propaganda to test. Start growing our own. Let's get outside. Let's get to growing so our health can get to glowing. I know the mainstay motto, man. Grow your own / support true righteous local growers like myself, or continue to rely on the broken system to supply you their own. And we all know what their own comes with, neighbors. Dis-ease, fake food, altered food, all that, neighbors. Don't complain about it. Don't even explain about it. Let's start providing the solutions and supporting the people that is out here putting out the solutions. You feel me? It's your favorite neighbor, Dayron, aka Neighborhood. Peace, love, light, much energy to you and yours. See you on the next one. You dig?